surprise stream for those of you wondering. This is a Patreon live stream. We're going to be listening to Patreon music. We have about 20 tracks to get through. Lots of chatting in between. Yeah, really looking forward to diving in here and having a good chat. Thank you, Mystic. I like to work hard. I appreciate that. If you're new to the channel, this is every Friday. We have a hangout and gathering where we listen to video game music that is brought to me by my patrons, suggested by my patrons, and we analyze it, we talk about it, and more importantly, we just enjoy it. So that's what we're doing now. That's what we're going to do in the next couple hours. Hope you're doing great. Happy Friday. We had a private investor call with the patrons, and we all agreed that it was all right to go live and go public, to the surprise of all. And here we are. All right, let's dive in. It's a rainy... Why the fuck does this camera keep doing this? Coochie coochie coo. Coochie coochie coo. Coochie coochie coo. Don't be weird about it. Just go with it. All right. What's up, everybody? Welcome. What? Why are there so many of you on Twitch right now? That's got to be a glitch. It's got to be a glitch. It's not a glitch. It's not a glitch. It's got to be a glitch. Why are there 146 of you in Twitch right now? Okay, well, I won't. There you go, 52. That never happens. Hey, Cam, how you doing? Oh, yeah, we're always on Twitch. We're always multi-streaming. There's 59 on YouTube. Oh, it's so strange. What the fuck? Something just happened. I got no problem with it. It's funny. I'll turn on the chat. Why not? Say hello to YouTube. Say hello to Twitch. Good morning. All right, everybody. Let's dive in. We're going to be listening to... Oh, wait. No, I'm not playing Soulframe. Shit, this thing didn't update. Fuck. Sorry, everybody. We're not playing Soulframe. We're listening to video game music. Listening to video game music. Sorry about that. That's false. That's false advertising. You're all right. Chat, don't fight. Don't fight. It's a rainy Friday, so we're a chill vibe here, okay? What's up, everybody? Welcome in. I hope you enjoy video game music, because I sure do. It's a really important... Krama, can you help me with that? Because I can't fucking... All right. Let's dive in. We're going to be vibing with some music today. These are all patron suggestions. This is the final Friday of the month, where we listen to music together. Let's head on down. Okay, wow, we're going to cruise through this. It was fucking snowing today. Thanks, Kramen, I appreciate you. Yeah, I stream Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Let's do it. Let me roll this down. You don't need to see all that. All right, so first up, we're going to be looking at yes, Homecoming from Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Yes. I know you've been very excited about this, Luna. Let's check this out. The vibes. All right, let's do it. Nous avons Sorry, Vanya, I didn't mean to be rude. Nous avons the snow en Paris. Oh, ben, bien sûr. Oui, je suis la française. Okay. Xenoblade Chronicles 3. How to do a romantic... Every time you say something about France, I just go, oh, le grignote. J'aime beaucoup le grignote. J'aime le poulet de la France. You're not here for long. We'll make sure to get to your double up with Redcar. All right, let's check it out. Le baguette, j'aime beaucoup le baguette. J'ai mangé le baguette tous les jours quand j'étais à la France. I really did eat a baguette every single day. My last gig was in France and I ate a baguette every day. How many languages do I speak? Parlo italiano. Ci stanno italiani in chat? Ciao italiani! Ciao! Ciao italiani! Je parle un peu de français aussi. Je parle, yo hablo un poquito de español también. Y también yo hablo inglés. I speak English. Leonardo! Italia! Italia! All right. I'm in a good mood. Homecoming. I'll stop and start as we go. Wow. So isn't that cool? Isn't that such a phenomenal way? Like that's such a like a holy shit bomb, right? We explode into that crescendo as we layer and add more instruments to that to then fully deliver us to that, right? It's pretty exciting. And it's also like there's a little bit of danger in that sound. And I think what's going to happen, I have not heard this. I think what's going to happen is we're actually going to reset. I think we're going to reset. We're going to restack it. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, that's exactly what we do. See, we're still adding choir. Now we get this ethereal, celestial. Oh, we see the shooting stars like here in the image, right? Just descending down. Oh. That's gorgeous. Wow. A little bit of dissonance. That's really, I hate to stop. I really don't like, I should, well, Luna, I got to give you your money's worth. Something really cool here is that we actually have a lot of dissonance, very subtle steps that cause that feeling of like agitation. Even though it's legato with that strings, there's like that clash ever so slightly. There's a clash that makes it feel like it's like a release of tension, but the tension's still bubbling inside of us, right? And so we're like, oh God, what do I do? You know what I mean? Right there. It's such a gorgeous, well, that's awful, but you know what I mean. Also, for the record, I hope it's obvious, but like, that's not real opera singing. Sometimes I used to get comments, that would be like, dude doesn't even sing opera really well. Bro, this is not opera. This is, like, I don't even know what you would call this. This is like half singing. It's like singing like from the neck up, just so we're clear, just in case someone's like, wow, his opera singing sucks ass. Like that's not opera. That's not opera singing. Timpani in the background, really nice. Bassoons. Wow. You know what's interesting? Sometimes when I hear stuff like that, boom, boom, it's sort of like natural, like sort of as we like, in that case, we're stepping down, but boom, boom. What that feels like is like reaching out because of the way the crescendo works. It's like boom. Do you feel how like that like grows and it feels like boom, right? Do you feel that? Do you feel that? I need you to say that you feel it or you don't feel it. And then we're going to talk about it if you don't feel it. Do you feel it? Do you feel it? Sorry. I'm really feeling it. Yeah, but you see what I mean? How like that, just that decay. It's an outcry. It's a repeated crawling. Yeah, for sure. I'm feeling Mr. Meatball. I can't feel it with myself, Mystic. God, that's beautiful. There's a repetition of that phrase. French horns taking over. Now that little melody repeats then in the flutes. Put this in a concert. You know what's funny? When we look at Xenoblade Chronicles 3, like, first of all, I cannot believe, like, this is made in part by Yasunori Mitsuda. And, like, you know, you joke and you say, put it in the concert hall. And it's like, yeah, do it. Because this is astounding, you know? This shit is so emotional. And I think, like, oh God, this conversation always gets a little bit complex, but it's like, if we're going to put something in a symphony hall, it has to have a certain texture. It has to have a certain depth to it emotionally, you know? And what's really important about this is making sure that it's so hard to put into words, but this is a deeply classically written piece in a modern era, you know? Like, that's the crazy part about it, is that this is written in fucking 2023, right? Or 22. And it's like this you could extrapolate this and put it in a symphony hall, and I guarantee you, 22, no one would know the difference. And because a modern symphony orchestra fan base or like donor base, they're not going to know who Yasunori Mitsuda, Mariam Abu Nasr are. They're going to be like, wow, what is this? What is this modern composition? Who are these modern composers? Where have they been? They've been there the whole fucking time. But we're so stuck as a society on labels and boxes that there's a whole swath of traditional classical writing that is being completely cut off for no reason, but simply because it's not heard of because of some sort of weird back-ass either elitism, maybe, or just ignorance. Most likely ignorance. Because I know a lot of people that are not elitist, and it's segregation of genres and niches is a thing. I mean, movie music is its own genre and niche. You know, people are like, why don't you cover movie music? And I'm like, well, because I don't really want to, and because it's not really the scope of what I want, right? But like, John Williams is as valid, you know, as Mozart. Now, someone's automatically going to comment and be like, well, I disagree because this, and this, and this. Fine, disagree. I don't care. Because, like, we need to start merging and blending this modern world. Because, like, look, I mean, if you think about it, I'm so sorry to go off on this tangent, but it will make for really good content for shorts. But seriously, if you think about it, in the time period of the classical time period, of the Baroque time period, of the Romantic time period, all these like delineations of genre that we have in music, in the history of Western orchestral writing and the Western orchestral composers, why is it that then we don't have a modern era that somehow incorporates all of this into one big pile? Why is it that everything is delineated to the point that we then cannot like think it through on the fact that this is a modern era? And I understand the thing too is that like video game music, movie music, these are such dense anime music. These are dense genres that people have a hard time digging into because they are so vast. I mean, we're talking about a musical history in video games that's 45 years old, since 1981. Which Asteroid used the first sound effects to produce a sort of musical motif. It was a heartbeat, right? And we talked about this a couple weeks ago. Or Rally X was the first arcade game to use music, right? So we have a history within video games themselves. And so what ends up being a problem is that then you also have modern composers writing modern classical music in the classical avenue. But so what are we calling this box time period? Let's box it up, but let's put it in a bow, but let's just throw all that shit in there. Let's throw movie music in a concert. I know I'm just rambling at this point, but the thing is like, it's like, come on. What's the deal? Why are we like, oh, look, that's the classical period. Look how many composers were in the classical period. There's like 100. Okay. How come now it's like, well, John Williams is a movie composer and he goes on the Pops concert because we can't possibly put John Williams with Brahms. What the fuck does that matter? So as we listen to the Xenoblade Chronicles 3 piece, it's like, why can't Yasunori Mitsuda be in a concert hall? I understand like concert hall needs a specific sound. That's normal, right? Like we want symphonic pieces in a symphony hall. Duh. But here's one. Here's Ludwig the Holy Blade. Here's the entire Bloodborne soundtrack. Here's Lost Ark. Here's Final Fantasy XIV, the orchestral bits. Here's Guild Wars 2. Why do they need to be separated? Why? And for what reason? Tradition is such an interesting, that's such an interesting thought process, because you're right. It is based on tradition. It's based on limited category. It's based on it's even further than that. What's further than that is how the tradition is the same. The compositional aspects are the same. The method of which one goes through the process of composing a piece is the exact same thing as the tradition of every other composer that's ever lived. It's just that they're in the category that has the most access to those spaces. And on top of that, this tirade would have been better between songs. Well, you can't break up inspiration. This inspiration, baby. What am I gonna do? Hold all this in? I can't hold this in. I gotta express myself. I'm an Italian. I'm a very emotional man. I'm an emotional man. I gotta tell everybody right now. You know when it bubbles up and you just gotta release? Don't take that the wrong way. That's what this is right now. We're releasing, baby. We release. This is my time and the Patriots' time and your time. So maybe you can stay though. Please stay. Point is licensing is a huge issue with video game music. So it's not just like, oh, classical music. Yeah, I do think that there's a lot of ignorance there, but you have to understand. I had a really long conversation yesterday with somebody, and he's like a music rights expert. And you wouldn't believe, and I didn't know this. I didn't believe it, but it's really difficult to license. And so that's the other part of the problem, is that the video game industry is so big, and no one really knows how to navigate the licensing. And so here you have a piece like Xenoblade Chronicles, and us, we think to ourselves well, why the fuck wouldn't someone put this on why wouldn't somebody put this on a program? It's obvious that Xenoblade Chronicles 3 Homecoming is gorgeous and would make perfect sense in a symphony hall or Proof of a Hero or whatever. But the issue is getting the stuff, and then getting the arrangement, and then getting the licensing, and then it's all about money, because games is a for-profit industry, whereas most classical world stuff is non-for-profit, and so you have a separate issue there, right? So it's a mess. It fucking sucks. Look what you did, Luna. You got someone yelling at me in the chat about my damn tirade. This is all your fault. Jesus, that's so big. The harmony there between the two flutes. Oh, the pull back like that? Oh, man. That's so beautiful. Oh, to go up like that. Oh my God, dude. Listen to how gorgeous this is. We're going to spend a while on the first like 5 tracks here because they're all like, they're a specific tier and we're vibing. But listen, oh my God. First of all, that big giant swell into, when am I going to make a God? Yeah. When I can sing the high notes, it's been a minute. So I gotta warm up. Check this out. So we have that big, I just don't want to scare us here. Hold on. Here we go. Ready? And then we shift. Oh man, isn't that so beautifully pulled back like that? So emotional to pull back like this, you know? The piano is like, you know, in the middle register, super light on the chords. And then the flutes are really light because you hear the breath, you know what I mean? And you hear like the little tremolo in the strings too. It's like so subtle, yeah? Reset. New instrumentation. Oh. The longing piano, the like it's like wispy almost, you know, the way the piano is like, it's like twinkling stars. It's like there's that motif again, but now it's in the French horns. And then look at how we're dancing. We reset again. Oh, now we're building up the tension. This is a symphony piece, my God. Did you hear that? Oh, man. So much strength in those horns. So much breath in that too, to produce that real innocent humanity. you know, this is the thing that starts to really piss me off, is that here we are, there's about 200 of us, right? 220. And like, we got to stop making video game music a niche. We need to continue to educate and to expand people's understanding of why this shit is good. It's enough. This is important. This is all so important. Don't you, I mean, you get it because you're here, but like, or you had like a time off or whatever, but like, this is so important. I am so tired of video game music being a niche. Oh, well, you're talking about me, right? They're like, oh, you're like a niche. It's a niche. It's a niche within a niche. It's you're a niche creator. I get it. Yes, of course. But like, this should be as popular as someone playing Black Ops 6 or like not the stream, but like this music. Like we should talk about it loudly. We should be shouting, hey, have you heard fucking... Yes, I mean, so like, that, not to be, I know it seems like I'm overreacting, but I'm not. I really am. I'm so passionate about this. It's like shit like this is like why I get up every day. Like, I mean, like, this is like, I didn't hear this before. And even if I had, this would be like, now that I've heard it, this is going to go on my Opera, people reacting to video game music, because this shit's unreal. Like, I think it's so important. It's like so special, it's so important. I think, like, I've been doing a lot of thinking about the Game Awards after. Listen, I know we're not even going to go there, but let me just mention this one thing. And I know. But okay, so you have this thing now, this entity called video games. It's been going on for 45, 50 years. We love it. Those of us that are here, those of us that are watching this after the fact, those of us that frequent YouTube, looking up YouTube video game videos. We love them. We love them for how they make us feel. We love them for what they show us. We love them because they're fun. We love them because they keep us company. We love them because they're entertaining. We love them because they take our mind away from bullshit. We love them because of whatever, like a million different reasons. And there is a corner of people that no longer love them but keep playing them because they don't know what else to do, because it is also a passing time thing that, we're all marching towards our inevitable doom. And, occupying ourselves with something is really cathartic. So even if we hate it, we still might do it because it gives us, some sort of semblance of like, oh, I have a purpose, or oh, I hate my life, or oh, I'm tired, or whatever. You know what I mean? Like video games fit this like real mold that they mold themselves to everybody in their own individual ways. You, me, whoever. And so here we have this like wonderful like artistic expression that people make a game. Yes, there's a lot of money involved. Yes, there's corporations involved. Yes, sometimes it's extremely anti-consumer. It makes you feel like shit. But I do think that we're also like creating an artistic way for people to express themselves. And a piece like this, it allows you, music like this, music in general, from video games or otherwise, like it's the glue that holds this experience together. And I'm so tired of people not recognizing that gameplay, yes. Visuals, yes. Art style, yes. All of those things. All of it's a cohesive salad of important ingredients. But I personally really believe that video games are the dressing that makes that salad digestible, that makes that salad delicious. A beautiful ranch dressing, a beautiful oil and vinegar. You mix that shit together, it tastes good. You're like, wow, I love the flavor of this because of the fucking music, because of how it makes us feel. You know, and composers do a great job that have their own channels and in general of like, you know, helping us connect with mood and connect with why things are written the way they are. And knowing technique is such a valuable asset, but so is understanding why we feel what we feel when we listen to things. Active listening. I say it every stream at this point. Active listening is enormous. Asking questions. Why do I feel the way I feel? What about this is interesting to me? What do I dislike about this? So on and so forth and so forth. Like, you owe it to yourself to just keep asking these questions. Like you are a sensitive person. If you're on a Video Game Music Channel's live stream right now watching this, it's because you love music and because you feel connected to it, regardless of context and regardless of, context and emotional experience, right? Like, those are important parts of it. And I listen to this and thank you, Luna, for sharing this. What a gorgeous piece. And I just think, like, lean in on that sensitivity of questioning, of asking why, it's do I think that the path to normalizing video game music involves talking about it as its own special thing, or rather alongside? See, my dream would be to pair it with classical music, and then not tell anybody, and then people show up and they're like, "What is that? Fatalis suite? What is Fatalis? Is this Rachmaninoff?" And then it's like fucking, Proof of a Hero pops off, and like they're like, "Whoa, the Rite of Spring. That sounds like this Russian composer I love." And then no clue. And then you start to infiltrate, right? Anyway. Okay, let's check out. Kramen or Redcar, can you give me access to the sheet? Oh, no, never mind. I'm signed in on the wrong. I'm signed in on the wrong account. 1 second. Well, I don't know why my camera's doing that. All right. Thank you for letting me. I'm in a mood. I took too much of my. I don't think this is related, but I took too much of my my SSRI. So I'm in a state. So I think that's why I'm just feeling myself right now. All right, we're looking into The Pilgrim. And thanks, Luna. That was stunning. And we have lots of time because I have a bunch of songs here that, we'll get through because we have tons of time, another 2 hours. All right, let's check out the Goddess of Victory, Nike. Wow, Olive. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, my camera's being stupid. Some of that breathing. A very chill song for the loveliest Snow White, pun fully intended. Even after suffering 2 mind switches. What? She still fights for humanity. The Pilgrim from Goddess of Victory, Nike. We'll be stopping and starting with this one as well. This is Puella Magica. Yeah. That's terrific. And so when it starts like this, it's really cool because we really get set in the emotional state, don't we? So we get this like really like slow and steady, almost a shanty, like a sea shanty, right? And what's cool about it is that it's very soft. It's very gentle. And the vocals too are very light. There's a lightness about it. And again, there's a reflective state, which I think is really, really nice. And I think too, like this heavy like percussiveness, that can be emotional. It can be emotional as well. Again, and I want you to think about this. Everything I'm saying, complete bullshit. None of it is accurate. None of it is real. All of it's interpretation. You can do this at home too. In fact, I would encourage you to do it at home. Everything I'm saying is completely inaccurate and not based on fact. You know why? Because I'm not the composer, and because ultimately, our job as listeners is to connect the dots. Composers create something like a treasure map, and it's our job to just be like, oh, thanks, Dark Lord. I appreciate that. Man, my fucking my notifications are off, so I didn't see. But thank you so much. The point is that like we have a responsibility when we want to and feel like it to listen and listen well and listen with intention. Sometimes it's also really fun to just vibe, right? But like with this, it's really cool because right now we're playing a game, and the game is, what do we know about this character? And if you don't know Nikke, you know as much as I do. But what's cool is that we can listen for things, and those things can inform us, on what something is. Because when composers produce music, they just give it away. And so like, I have no idea what this character's about at all. I don't know if you do or not, but like, it's cool how like when we hear the percussion here, like what do we hear there? We hear percussion, we hear bells, like kind of like churchy bells, and we hear that guitar. And so we can take each of those individual instruments, and this is like when people are like, well, how do you active listen? This is how you do it. You take each of those instruments and you think about what all of them represent. Like, okay. Okay, the bass is probably, it hits really hard. So I wonder if the bass drum there doesn't symbolize strength, right? Or maybe it symbolizes like being beaten down. Okay, but then, all right, that might be true. But then what about the guitar? Well, the guitar symbolizes sensitivity. The guitar could symbolize, femininity. The guitar could symbolize trying to do better. And then what does that twinkling church bells represent? Well, the church, we have to think about, well, what does church mean? Church means holiness, benevolence, strength of will, courage. It could mean, it could mean bad things for you, of course, but you know what I mean? Like, so that's how we take three different pieces of a layer and isolate them and combine them again. And then that's when we start to like deliver on the idea of like, okay, well, this is what I think the character's about. Does that make sense to you, chat? I don't know. Hopefully I'm not losing you. Does that make sense? That's a really interesting reset right here too, by the way. So I really liked how we had even more height when we added the flute or the tin whistle, what have you. When we added that when she was singing an octave higher than her, what it did is it created a nice texture because we have a really beautiful sort of very controlled vocalism. What up? What's good? Then mixed in with the tin flute up top, then that produces a different sort of emotional state or at least a different sound. It almost re-emphasizes. It's kind of like when you're creating you have text and you're creating a shadow element, and so you have to increase the sharpness of the text. That's what that That's what that is giving. When you have a harmony and it's usually pretty close together, and you can feel it because it almost doesn't feel like it's two voices. That's how good harmony can be. Harmony when it's two voices close together almost sounds like one voice that just has this weird like echo behind it. And that's really cool because when it's tight like that, that produces this wonderful feeling of outlining it. And I think that's really fun. Cool. Yeah. Also, something that was really interesting about that. Hello, excuse me. Let me just take a sip of water. Something that was really cool about that is that because it repeats so much, which one could easily say, well, that's boring. But one of the cool things about, oh, thank you, Dark Lord. I didn't realize that you gifted all those. Appreciate that very much. Thanks a ton. I just saw that. I appreciate it. When you repeat something over and over and over again, what do you think happens? What do you think happens when you repeat something over and over? I'm going to literally sit here until someone says it. It sticks in the mind. It sticks in the mind. Exactly. Isn't that like fascinating? Yeah, it gets in your head. Isn't that crazy? Like we would think that it gets annoying, right? Or gets boring. And it probably does. But more than that, yes, Professor. Listen, I'm just trying to own it. I'm almost 40, I might as well embrace it. I got to turn on my light. It's getting dark. The repetition sort of ingrains itself in us. And that's really cool. Nobody raised their hand. Can you block a mod? Because I'm this close. I really like that song. Next up, we have a twofer from Redcar and Renshin. Exec. Huh? All right, hold on. I can already hear Redcar. Please read the description. I will. You were listening to something a few weeks ago and mentioned liking a sense of thankfulness. Hey, that's appropriate for next week being Thanksgiving, which made me recall that Art and Ellico 2 had a pair of songs with that emotion at their core. So Wrench and I decided to team up on them in time for Thanksgiving. Both songs are directed from one specific character to another specific character, where the former's power to change the world is directly derived from the latter. Exec Vienna is a hopeful theme sung on the eve of tribulation. Thanks for everything thus far and a wish for future happiness. Exec Vision Dance _plugins. What the fuck is that title? / is a celebratory theme sung after the tribulation has been overcome. A what? A paean? 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 Oh my god, a word I don't know. My vocab is pretty good, but a paean to the people's efforts. After efforts at achieving their dream and a literal prelude to festivities. How do you pronounce that? Paean. What's backseating? It's when you're telling the person that's doing the streaming or playing the game what to do. Like when you're backseating in a car, like someone's in your back seat and you're like, turn left. And you're like, please stop telling me to drive, how to drive. That's what that means. Okay. All right, let's check out Exec Vienna here really quick. 1 second. Let me just turn on my light. Okay. Exec Vienna. Oh, that's very pretty. That's so lovely. See, this is interesting. Oh wow, I'm an asshole for stopping at, hold on. Can't you? God. This is gorgeous. Chill out, Marco wants. Actually, I'll stop here. That's a good interlude to talk. I chill out song. Marco needs to talk. Yeah, I need to pause. Something that's really beautiful about this is just how, isn't it incredible how music, like, so the theme that Redcar mentioned in Redcar's description was Thanksgiving, because I like that soundscape, right, of really like giving thanks or you know, it is a very religious sound. And I think part of that is because you have this choir of women. And again, what are we talking about? See you, Dark Lord. Thank you so much. What are we talking about? We're talking about like this much space between harmonies, right? Almost like it's just the voice tripled and doubled or quadrupled. You know what I mean? Obviously it's one voice and then it's layered like this, right? But what's amazing about it is that it produces this sound of, it's like a wall. It's a wall of beautiful harmony, of seeking refuge, of hopefulness, of giving thanks to something, of like saying like, wow, what a beautiful day. There's a possibility. You know what I mean? Like that's the thing that really catches me off guard about this piece. Actually, you know what, Redcar, this might be one of my favorite Arts and Elico tracks. I think I love Exec Flip Art Phage at this point. And I think I like, what's another one I like? I can't remember any of their fucking names, but these are, could you? You're like, yeah, I remember every single one. But this particular piece, You know, I think people really sleep on Ars Nelico, and it's such like an obscure game from, you know, the PS2 era, or PS2 that a lot of people don't really think about anymore. But it's like this loyal fan base is still like keeping this thing going because it's like so important to them. And also, I mean, the premise of the plot and like all this singing and music and you know, all this stuff is so interesting to me. It's just so, it's so like bright, sunny, like praising God. You know what I mean? Like whatever God it is, it's just like celebrating that God, celebrating victory, celebrating, you know, possibility and an opportunity for growth. And these are the things that I really love about music, is that you can extrapolate all that stuff. And again, none of it's right. I mean, like, I don't know. I've never played Ars Nelico. No offense. I've never wanted to. But what I appreciate about it so much is that it's very like almost crystal clear what the feeling is supposed to be, so that we can take it and use it and make something beautiful out of our own lives through it. And I think that that's like such a powerful part about music that I think most people don't even think about, you know? Anyway. And then you get the percussion that does it too. It's call and response there. It's nice. Harp. That's really nice. That's such a nice ending. exec_Vienna. Lovely. Lovely. Oh, that's not what's her name, is it? Oh, that's Haruka Shimotsuki. It's very different than what's it called? You know what I'm talking about. Akiko Shikata, sorry. Okay, then subsequently, right after that, is exec_visiondance_plugins. See, wow, what a difference. What a difference. Isn't that interesting? Do I run shows? What does that mean? I mean, isn't this one technically? What's really interesting about this is immediately we get pulled back and it's a different soundscape. That's so interesting. How this is really much more like because of where it is in the register, because it's lower, notice how the tempo is pretty slowed down, and we're not pushing. And what that does is it creates a soundscape of da, da, da. It's almost reflective. It's pretty cool. I think too the effect here that really works quite well is the fact that everything's straight toned. Now, for those of you that don't know what straight tone is, straight tone, it means singing without vibrato. So in standard opera, when we sing, we go, oh, pardon the mouth noises, just because I'm so close. The spinning there, that's vibrato. This has none of that. And what it does is it actually keeps us actually really synced up on that pitch. And it also allows us to have a childlike quality to it. And also it has less, it sounds less artificial, less produced. It's really effective for that, especially with harmony. It's much tighter. Wow, totally different. Love that percussion. Love the bass. Love this. That's so beautiful. I love the energy in this. I love the sense of forward drive. I love the feeling of like conclusion. I love the feeling of like peace everlasting. I love the feeling of first of all, like what's really cool about this music is that there's like an inherent that white voice thing that we hear. Actually, someone mentioned it. It sounds like Bulgarian music. There's a bit of folkness in it, and I think what that does is it's really, folk music is such a fascinating subject because folk music is really, passed down not really by writing. I mean, yeah, we write it now, but like, when the reason why we understand folk is like music of the people, right? And so what this does really well is it meanders a lot melodically, which is not a problem. It's actually to its benefit, but then it's also doubled by this terrific, really tight harmonized upper register soprano singing, which is very not ethereal, but I don't know. It's almost like, how do I explain this? It's like scratchy, but it has this warmth to it, and it's very inviting. And I think it just does. It like lifts itself off of the page and off of the audio and into your like spirit, and it's it's like a mood piece that reverberates in you. And I feel like I'm just spewing off a bunch of different adjectives right now, but it's just nice. It's just really good. I really like it. Both of these were exceptional. Both of these were artisanal songs that I loved. I liked both of these equally. They're both really, really good. I liked the sort of bait and switch of the I really like the bait and switch of the second one. The first one, though, it's interesting because you're talking about tempestuous hope or tepid hope or whatever. And it does feel like more like a prayer, right? Whereas the second one, you're right. The way, even though structurally they're not totally dissimilar, but the way that the second one sort of like, and then pops down into that really nice instrumental mixture of the percussion and the singing, it really, I think it really like sends home this message of like triumph, but not like a haughty, egotistical triumph, but like a triumph of like joy, if that makes sense. Like, without sounding too like pompous or pretentious. Like I really liked it. I really liked it. It was great. So thanks, guys. Thanks, both of you. Thank you for everything you do and for being a positive influence. Bro, I'm just some guy, man. You're welcome. I'm just some guy with a giant ego. Sarcasm. Lost in thoughts, all alone, nor azure dance. From Fire Emblem Fates. One of my favorite songs in Fire Emblem Fates. This song is from Fire Emblem Fates Conquest. Oh yeah, so this is the action. First law, if you go to my channel, it literally is the fourth song. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 episodes ago, you'll find Sogno di Volare waiting for you. And then come back. Then come back to the stream. All right, let's check this out. I'm really excited because I've been playing Fire Emblem Awakening. I've been playing Fire Emblem Awakening on my 3DS. So I don't know Fates. Whoa.
Embrace the dark. You call home. Gaze upon an empty
Whoa.
white throne. A legacy
Whoa.
of lies, a familiar
Whoa.
disguise. Sing with me a song of conquest and fate. As I clear the cracks beneath its weight, light breaks through the skin as a stone. Lost in thoughts all alone.
You know what's interesting is that this reminds me of Salome and the Dance of the Seven Veils. Do you know about this? Have you ever heard about this? So obviously this is like a presentational piece that is very, very, very sensual, very, you know, sort of in capturing the trying to either defy this king, who's obviously very agitated, or seduce, or what have you. And what's really interesting is if we look at the Dance of the Seven Veils. So the Dance of the Seven Veils, just so you know, it's really cool. The Dance of the Seven Veils is the dance performed by Salome before King Herod Antipas in modern stage literature and visual arts. It's an elaboration on the New Testament story of the Feast of Herod and the execution of John the Baptist, which refers to Salome dancing before the king, but does not give the dance a name. The name Dance of the Seven Veils was chiefly popularized in modern culture with the 1894 English translation of Oscar Wilde's 1893 French play Salome. In the stage direction, Salome dances the Dance of the Seven Veils. The dance was also incorporated into Richard Strauss's 1905 opera Salome. And according to the 10 verses of Matthew 14, John was imprisoned for criticizing King Herod's Antipas's marriage to Herodias, the former wife of Antipas's half-brother Herod II. Herod offered his unnamed niece a reward of her choice for performing a dance for his guests on his birthday. Herodias persuaded her daughter to ask for John the Baptist's head on the platter. Against his better judgment, Herod reluctantly acceded to her request, and then he literally presents his head to her, and she like kisses it and like exists in it. So it's interesting. Obviously, this is a bit more superficial than that, but I find the parallel really fun, because there's still like a bit of seduction that occurs in that. Let me just find the here. Herod asks for Salome to eat with him, drink with him. Indolently, she twice refuses, saying she's not hungry or thirsty. Herod then begs Salome to dance for him. Tanz für mich, Salome. Though her mother objects, he promises to reward her with her heart's desire, even if it were one half of his kingdom. After Salome inquires into his promise and he swears to honor it, she prepares for the Dance of the Seven Veils. The dance was very, Oriental is not really a word we use anymore, but in orchestration, has her slowly removing her seven veils until she lies naked at his feet. Salome then demands the head of the prophet on a silver platter. Her mother cackles in pleasure. Herod tries to dissuade her with offers of jewels, peacocks, and the sacred veil of the temple. Salome remains firm in her demands for Johannen's head, forcing Herod to accede to her demands. After a desperate monologue by Salome, an executioner emerges from the well and delivers the severed head as she requested. Salome now declares her love for the severed head, caressing it and kissing the prophet's dead lips passionately. Horrified, Herod orders his soldiers to kill that woman, and they rush forward and crush Salome under their shields. And that's how that story ends. But I find this so interesting because obviously it's not related, but I find the dance very similar to that, you know? Though I will say this looks incredibly sussy.
Embrace the dark you call a home. Gaze upon an empty white throne, a legacy of lies, a familiar disguise. Sing with me a song of conquest and fate, without fear the cracks beneath its weight. Light breaks through the pain, rough as a stone, walking bones on a bone. Sing with me a song.
Look, I mean, I think I don't want to get distracted from the music too much, but obviously, like it's very hard to look at this and not be like, huh, okay. But what I think is really interesting about it is that obviously there's immense power here with this water ability, and and trying to subvert control. And part of that's really interesting because of the soundscape. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of doubling in this, which usually signifies power. Doubling is a great thing because doubling, we're essentially, we're stacking instrumentation on top of itself so that we're moving through that. And we hear that very much. And obviously her vocals are supposed to elicit an emotional response from that very goonery man. And I think that it does a good job of that. So is this a fan edit? Just to. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh fuck. That's so fucking funny. Oh god. He's like, oh, wait, can I don't want to take too much time in that, but I want to see what's going on in game. That's pretty.
Waking dreams fade away. Embrace the brand new day. Sing with me a song. Birth bites and love. And light scatters to the sky above. Dawn breaks through a gloom. White as a home. Lost in thoughts all alone.
Why does this happen? I don't understand. Why is there a switch?
Embrace the dark you call a home. Gaze upon an empty white throne, a legacy of lies, a familiar disguise.
So like something you do causes a separate.
Sing with me.
Oh, it's two routes. Okay.
Conquest and fate, the black weather cracks beneath its weight. Night breaks through the day, hard as a stone, lost in thought.
Oh shit! Sorry. Sorry. I forgot it. I didn't realize it. All right. Anyway, we've spent too much time on this. That I I love it. That's terrific. Is that on the 3DS? I really like that song. Oh, that was the Japanese version. I see. I mean, lyrically, it's pretty cool. I mean, embrace the dark you call a home. Gaze upon an empty white throne, a legacy of lies, of familiar disguise. Sing with me a song of conquests and fates. The black pillar cracks beneath its weight. Night breaks through the day, hard as a stone, lost in thoughts, all alone. So, I mean, she's clearly singing about him, and then also like coming with her and being with her, and like leaving that, you know. Anyway, I enjoyed that. Let's check out Rainbow Color what? My eyes. Incantation. The song is exclusive to the Grand Fest of Splatoon 3. Combination of all three idol groups' main songs and styles. However, depending on what team you picked, the final minute of the song changes to match the idols representing your team. Timestamps for each: 2 minutes neutral, 3 minutes Squid Sisters, 4 minutes Off the Hook, 5 minute Deep Cut, 6 minute neutral. Again, you can stop at the 6 minute mark. You got it. Whoa, big shift. That's interesting. Okay. Whoa. Hey, Robzo. I pulled my neck muscle dancing to this song. I pulled my neck muscle. I have feelings about that. I don't know that I like that at all. I think it's probably amazing in context, but it's not for me. What I will say is the beat is fantastic. The beat is awesome. I really like the EDM section, especially the middle. But I would say that with context, that would be way better. Yeah, that was intense. That was intense. I bet you if I listened to it like 10 times, I would really like it though. You know what I mean? But also, yeah, I think it's true that if it's all smashed together. So I think if it was separated, I think if it was an individual track, I did like the Squid Sisters version the best. I really like electronic music, so I felt like that was where it really picked up. But sweet baby God. Beautiful Days from Danganronpa. Most likely your last submission. Let's go out with some fun. That sounds great. Let's do it, Brian. Interesting sound. That's kind of cool. It's very pleasant. That was really beautiful. But that's not what Danganronpa is about at all, right? Like musically, that's not the vibe, right? That's not how it goes, right? I've not heard that that's the vibe. Is that the vibe? Not even a little. Okay. Noted. Oops. Dragon, what's that? Dragon Warrior Monsters. Sumo Wow Wow. Never Ending Journey. Ooh, what's this? Oh wow, Game Boy Color. Oh, it's Dragon Quest? Oh, but before... I really like that. I thought that was really interesting, and I think it really like highlights how amazing. I forget how many channels the the Game Boy has. It's not very many, but it's cool how we still able to like get a really wonderful bass line and then also get a really nice melody. And those things combined, just like, I mean, it's just like a legitimately good piece of music. I really want to spend more time listening to this classic sound. 4 channels. Okay. I really want to spend more time listening to this because I feel like it's really easy for us to dismiss this kind of soundscape. You know what I mean? And certainly I have in the past. But it's pretty. It's just pretty. It's just nice. You know what I mean? It's very nostalgic, obviously, for a variety of reasons. All right, let's check out what? Savannah from Unreal Gold. Yeah, I mean, you know what's interesting to me about a piece like that is that it, like, still, even though it's like really chill, it does have like this degree of like danger in it that I find really interesting. Like, I think because of the way that the percussion works in it, you always still get that sense of, drive, even though the flutes sort of dial it back. I don't know. I find that sort of piece really interesting because it like clearly is like danger around every corner, and yet it also has just like vibe energy where it's very I don't know, like it really like showcases like a feeling of forward direction and beauty and mystery and also danger and stress. Does that make sense? Like it's interesting. I think the percussion of it is really cool. And that was really the thing that stuck out to me the most. It's repetitive, of course, but I don't feel like it pulls away from the feeling of intensity, even though it's like a slower tempo. It's fun. Oh, Stellar Blade, fuck yeah. Not gonna lie, I've never played Stellar Blade, but I heard the demo crawler theme that you broke down and went into a rabbit hole. I love this theme. Versus Taki, so good. This is my OST of the year, which apparently is not everybody's. No screen because it's a spoiler. I love this soundtrack so much. I love Stellar Blade soundtrack. It's it's really interesting. Like, I think this year's nominees there for the Game Awards, I think it's like kind of polarizing, because I think people really vehemently really like each of those. Less so Astrobot. I don't think anybody's freaking out about Astrobot's music, even though it's really nice. But like, if you look at Rebirth, Metaphor, Stellar Blade, and I think Silent Hill 2, I think it's interesting how you find every one of those camps has very, 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 very passionate fan bases. And I'm noticing it even today with my video about the Game Awards, that, people are very passionately fans of Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and then others are very, very, very passionately into Black Myth Wukong and wish that it had been nominated for for the OST of the year. And then I'm over here in my little corner saying that like Stellar Blade is the best thing that I heard this entire year. Not, and it's also interesting because I'm not saying that the others are not good, which I think is an inherent problem with people, where it's like, if you don't like this, then you don't like, there's no shades of gray on the internet, which is such a bummer. And so then, people come out of the woodwork and are assholes, but all of them have their own individual merits. And that to me is divine. But then someone, a comment earlier, said that that's just a near ripoff. Now, obviously, that's a reductive, sort of half-assed comment. But I think it's interesting that, like, because I said what I've said about the Rebirth soundtrack, then people have retorted with me being, like, that my opinion is invalid about it. And it's like, well, no, because I guarantee that I'm listening to every soundtrack that's on that list because I'm trying to make an educated decision about it. It's so interesting how these four games really are causing a sort of, like a loose ripple. But it's interesting how people, we get so attached to experiences that we have, or like feelings, and we can't like sift through those in a healthy way, and in a non-destructive way. That's something that we really should try to learn to be better about, is to when we tear something down, or when we discuss something, being destructive about it and breaking it down is not actually productive. Anybody who's like, that's trash or that opinion's invalid, that actually their opinion is invalid, because it's unreasonable to assume that because someone feels one way or another about something, that somehow that's like gospel, or that the other person is wrong. Like, we're talking like emotional immaturity there. That's what that is. And so it's interesting because I can't get over how good Stellar Blade soundtrack is. But if you come up to me and you say, hey, it sounds like a Nier copy, this is why. I'm like, yeah, it's the same studio, so of course it has some semblances of that Nier sound. Of course it would, because that's the but we're also, that's not just from there. It's also from Shift Up too, like the Korean company. So I would encourage you that if you're a passionate person about music and you love video game music as much as I do, certainly, but if you love it even more than I do, it's so smart to keep all your options open and to keep yourself like malleable, because even me, I'm like, okay, well, I've played 20 hours of Rebirth. I know I don't really care for it. I'm not the type of person to like play something anyway, just even if I clearly don't like it. Maybe I should play it anyway. And like, I'm kind of like, oh, I should revisit it because maybe I'll have a shift, and I probably won't, but that doesn't mean that just because I said that I'm somehow like, my opinion is invalid about how I feel about it. It's very interesting how people get very militaristic about their perceived identities through an experience. It's not healthy. Anyway. Like, if you like Final Fantasy 7 more than anything else, by all means, I don't care. I mean, like, it doesn't bother me. You know what I mean? Like, I'll have a conversation with anybody, but you gotta learn some some manners. Kotoko's song that plays during the final boss, and yes, a final boss because, well, it's a visual novel. It's also an action mecha game with a video showcasing it. This final mission is a holy war across countless parallel worlds against the nigh unbeatable opponent. Baldur Skydive 2 from something. It's the title is called Jihad. Wow. Oh yeah, of course. It's cool. It's a boss. It's like it's such a fun like J-pop style. Hi, Hyde. You know, I don't know that I would have liked that before my sort of like anime awakening. Like it's fast paced. It's kind of in your face the whole time. It's loud, but the J-pop emotion through it was just nice. I mean, it was like super catchy, really enjoyable to listen to. I really liked it. You know, it's not my favorite piece ever, obviously, but it was just fun. It was fun to listen to. Really catchy. Yes, I would agree. Let's check out. Ooh, yeah. Let's do Shadow Flower from DJ Max, Sage Freke. As you've reacted to a few of the versions from Lies of P, I thought you might appreciate reacting to the ones of the original versions. Yes, I really want to play this game, actually, DJ Max. My anime awakening sounds like a power-up. Yeah. Do you see this shelf right here? Oh, this way. Over here. That's all my manga. All my manga. Full Metal. I'm going to try to finish. I say this every weekend, but I want to try to finish Full Metal. And then I've got Akira. Then I've got Dragon Ball. Then I've got Solo Leveling in there. Then I've got Death Note. Then I've got Attack on Titan. Berserk is right there. And then I've got like a copy of like Freerun Book 1 over there. Love. So this is a song that's in Lies of P. Do I have this game? I gotta see. Oh, I have Vinland in the living room. Is this the one? Tekken? What? That's beautiful. Sorry, I just... What? That's crazy. Man, I love that track. I'd like to hear the Lies of P version now too. Oof, loved that track. Take me to the light. Dun, dun, ja-da-dum. Ooh, Nightweaver from Remnant 2. Well. Another month, another Remnant 2 song. This was my Halloween song suggestion, so maybe too spooky for turkey season. Well, let's hear. I want to see which ones I've purchased. Oh, that is spooky. Ooh. Wow. It is a little spooky for turkey season, isn't it? Cool. I love the way the strings do that. Shine, 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 shine. cool. Na, 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 na. This is what it feels like to be the turkey. Yeah, you're right. Da, da, da. Da, da, da. Da, da, Gee, that's awesome. Bow, 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 yeah, bow, bow, yeah, bow, bow. Bow, bow, yeah, bow, bow, yeah, bow, bow, yeah, bow, bow, yeah, bow, bow, yeah. Such a layered track. Love that. Wow. That's such a smack in the face. Remnant 2. I think it'd be easy to sleep on that, but that's fucking cool. Let's check out Pac-Man World 2 of all things. This is the final boss theme of the main antagonist. Pac-Man's music has usually been pretty simple video game music, but the World series trilogy changed that drastically with some of the great orchestral music, with World 2 shining the most out of the three. I think I played this. I might have played the first one. Whoa! cool use of timpani there. Whoa, muted. That timpani with the timpani with the brass is so crazy. It's so crazy. It's like a storm. Shum-bum. Oh my God. Wow, what a shocker. I did not expect that from that whatsoever. That is very surprising. And this is charming. I mean, like it's so funny how like you can still have sounds of fear, tension, spooky, scary, obviously because the boss's name is Spooky, and then also still have like that forward momentum in the sense of drive and the sense of like, I don't know, it's just fun. You face Louis Guayburn from Roos. Yes, the battle theme of blah, blah, blah. Really love the overall vibe. Yes, I've been listening to this one. It's really good. Boom, 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 da, da, da. Want to play this weekend again? Da, 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 da. Ba-da-da. Oh, it's too early. I love the horn, the way the horn comes in. This is one of the better tracks in this soundtrack. It's so good. Yeah, there's some absolute bangers in the metaphors. I really have enjoyed most of what I've heard. I think the VST sounds a little iffy sometimes with the horns, especially, and the strings they sort of lose their legato, which is a little bit annoying. But that's like splitting hairs. I mean, every vocal theme in this game is so unique. It's really impressive. All the choral stuff is really fun. The solo stuff especially is really, really good. I can't wait to do a full listen through in the coming weeks, really just going through each one. Oh, awesome. I'm glad you felt that way. All right, let's listen to Mystic Square, Lack of Comfort from Rain World. It's so like off kilter, huh? It doesn't. It feels like it doesn't land fully. It's interesting. It's like, where do I go? Am I gonna fall? Am I gonna jump? It's pretty interesting how it does that. It's interesting how it's like very peaceful lo-fi, but at the same time not. Oh, the game's coming out in a week, Manuel? Thank you for reminding me. I remember I liked that. You know, it's called lack of comfort, which is really interesting because it's very uncomfortable to listen to after a while because of the way that the delay is with the melody and the bass pattern. So you have the constant movement of the bass pattern, but then the melody sometimes comes in, sometimes it cuts out, that descending scale. It's really interesting how it causes actually like a sense of discomfort because we're never fully like, oh, is it gonna, you know, there's unrest in that sound, which is, it's really interesting. It's not pleasant to listen to despite like it being, you know, good. Yeah, it's really interesting. It's really, really interesting. Let's check out Babylon's Fall, Flames of Frenzy. Love this soundtrack. Ba, ba, ba. That track's not as good as some of the other ones that I've heard from that game, but it still carries with it like such a classical essence, and it's so intense, and it's just like evolution of. I mean, it's not even evolution of classical music. Like that is classical music. Classical music, like you could put that in an opera, and it's probably a little bit too bombastic for an opera, but it's gorgeous. Let's see, Mr. Driller, Drill Land. Oh, there it is. Is this Goshina? What's Mr. Driller even? Mr. Driller. Wow. That's beautiful. Action puzzle game, Mr. Driller, Drill Land. It's like a colorful Mr. Layton. Oh. How is this soundtrack in there? I actually love games like this. ZZZ had a version of this that I loved. Whoa. Nice key change. Ba, ba. I wonder when this plays. That's gorgeous. God, the way that the piano's like delaying those chords. Oh my God, the violin. Oh my God, I love this track. Holy shit. What? That bass is phenomenal. Mr. Ken here, I'll show you. Mr. Driller soundtracks Kenshako, Sword Ray, Kenshako. I love how personalized it is. It feels so intimate. Masaru Goshina. Goshina, yeah. And you know what's crazy is that this is a series that no one knows, right? We didn't know about it really. This video has been out for 14-ish years. Yeah, 14 years, and only 56,000 views, which is crazy because Goshina is so. I mean, like I'd never heard that piece before. It might be one of my favorite songs that we listen to today. If not, like that's going on like an automatic playlist. God, that was delightful. Wow, I'm really, really impressed. I also want to play that game. This just seems so fun. Well, unfortunately, I have a hard out at 5 o'clock, so I have to go. But we will. I think I'm going to end up doing another one of these on Black Friday, so next Friday, just because we have 13 more songs to go. So I want to make sure that we get done with November so that we start December with a clean slate. Thanks everybody for coming to hang out. As always, streams are occurring now full-time Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Probably not next Friday really, except for maybe the last 13 songs that we're listening to on this Patreon stream on Friday. Tuesday, the plan is to check out a game. I'm not sure which one in the morning, and then in the afternoon I'll be listening to some of these game of the year contestants or nominees. I think I'm gonna go with Metaphor first, or maybe Stellar Blade, and then Wednesday. I haven't figured out what I'm gonna do Wednesday. In the morning, it's going to be our typical question and answer session, and then Wednesday afternoon I think we'll be checking out more Pokemon music. So yeah, I think that's going to be like a Pokemon episode video live stream, and then Friday of course is the probably the second half of this Patreon set, and then we'll be back on Tuesday with I'm not sure what we're going to do as we move into December, because there are some games that I'd like to start playing again, but also filming is always nice. So I'm not sure what the plan is for coming into December, but stay tuned for the community post. And of course, if you're on the Discord, you can always check that out there. Don't forget that if you're on the Discord, that we auto-enabled everyone's roles. So if you'd like to opt out of roles on the Discord for whatever, you should do that. Otherwise, turn those on so you get your notifications for Twitch and for YouTube videos and live streams and stuff. I know that I have a tendency to be terminally online. I am trying to upload less. I enjoy uploading, and certainly I don't feel like the quality has suffered from my uploads. So just I am actively thinking about how to pace that better, even though I'm fine. I'm just uploading videos. I do have a ton of backlog to get through with videos that have been sitting in my unlisted tab for like a year. So those will probably start rolling out here soon, and yeah, more of the same. So thanks a ton, everybody. We'll talk soon. Okay, take care. Bye.